Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing a StarCraft 1 versus 1, StarCraft 2 1 versus 1 between SKMC in the bottom right corner as the Protoss player and MarineKing as obviously the Terran in the top right corner. And yeah, MarineKing, I've seen him quite a lot, so he must be, well, a good player. Because his replays are kind of often recommended, and that means that this other player must be good as well, because he's playing against him, and this is some kind of tournament. This was a highly recommended game, which is excellent, and we're just going to watch what they're going to make out of it. Pylon going down, obviously a supply depot is going to go down in a moment as well, or not. Yeah, it is coming up. It's just a little late, and there you go. So yeah, a little late on the supply depot, meaning that he is going to be behind in the workers a little bit. As you can see, the Protoss workers a little bit quicker, but it might also be because of the chrono boost. Normally it isn't, because the chrono boost is kind of useless before the I think that's 9 mark. So before you have 9 probes and you have your first pylon up, you can't really build more than you get your income. So basically your income is the limiting factor. After that, the cooldown is the limiting factor, or the build time is the limiting factor. And we are going to get a scout out, base for both players. They know they're on a 4-player map, so it's hard to scout the correct direction, and both of them anticipate they're not going to get scouted really early. By building bases and straight up going into the economy mode. Obviously this Protoss player finds the right base instantly and is going to scout around there, and we'll have to see if that makes a difference in what he's building. But not going to scout for the expansion. He is going to however try to take down this SCV that's in here. CV at 30 health, so it's not a really big deal. And these two should have a very interesting battle. 25 health versus 20 health. But yeah, the probe does make it out. The probe, of course, makes it out because it wants to regenerate the shield, and now it's coming back to do some more harassment. This one is already low, so might actually be able to pick off that SCV. But no, and the first Marine is going to come out, is going to snipe this probe, and the probe is not going to do anything unless it gets the kill on this. No, a little bit of micro was good enough to make it out, and yeah, well, we're getting out as well. So yeah, I did scout that there was an expansion, did not get a kill on one of the workers, and all in all, it's a good deal. Going to position that probe right there on the Zelnaga tower, which means that you can see all the way up to here, which sees everything that's coming by, except if you're sending it through this route, which is well, kind of an unconventional route, I think. But it can be done. You can actually avoid detection by that Zelnaga tower. And let's see if the Terran player will actually do that, because he is going in with 5 Marines here. Oh, he's not. He's just going to defend. He thinks he's up against no expansion, so just a normal build. But yeah, in fact, he is up against an expansion and no units out for the enemy. So that bunker is going to be not useless, but it is going to be a little bit, well, overcautious. It is, of course, still a good investment, because you can sell it for 75, or, well, salvage it for 75 whenever you want. And he is scouting around in this secondary path. Of course, there is a third path possible that is all the way around the map, using these things and then coming in from there. But that is redonkulous. Nobody's going to use that. Because if you get attacked at the moment you're on the other side of the map, you're screwed. And yeah, so nobody would take that, but technically it's possible. Most of the players don't, especially the good players, don't really care about the vision that this gives. because, well, they get scouted, so it's still a big army. So even if you get scouted, if you're, yeah, I heard that said by Day 9 once, if your strategy revolves around whether or not you get scouted, then you have a wrong strategy. So unless you have something really sneaky like Banshees, so super rush into Banshees, I don't know, Dark Templar or something like that, those strategies are normally not good strategies, but they might still work. But if you're doing a relatively normal build, then yeah, getting scouted should not be a problem. And if it is a problem, then just send some Marines here, so not your entire army, but some Marines, and then kill that that unit that's there, whether it's a Stalker or Probe or Zealot. It doesn't matter, you just kill the one unit that's there, and you just send the rest of the troops in afterwards. So we're going to have to see where he goes. And here you can see the observer there to spot this army. He does see that come in, and he's going to warp in some more zealots. Oh, one sentry, one zealot, and another sentry. Okay, the sentries are not going to do well here because of this ramp. The ramp's way too big. He has 4 sentries. Yeah, a little bit of energy on all of them, but not a whole lot. One of them is full energy, but the rest, yeah, really not a big deal. So yeah, we're still moving forward. Protoss apparently thinking that he can take this out. And a nice positioning here with the zealots in front. And he is going to block off the ramp. Yep, there we go. One zealot getting through. He did not get sniped, however. So 2 Colossi joining the mix here, and more Stalkers, sorry, on the way. And are they going to take down this barracks? Because that is going to be huge. Oh, sorry, factory. Because this factory, well, it's not really useful as in, well, he's going to build something from it, but it is useful in, as in, if you want to build another starport, or at some point want to make something, then you have to rebuild it, and that's a pretty expensive scout. Wow, just getting owned there. Yeah, he built a pylon over here just to make sure that he wouldn't get flanked, and he did. So yeah, all in all, they keep tabs on each other, and a really nice army warping in over here. 5 Stalkers, that is almost enough to take out this army, but yeah, well, not on its own, of course, but with a little bit of extra help, it can actually do pretty well. And it can take out at least some of the units and hold them off. But this Protoss army, way bigger than the Terran army was. Of course, the Terran is still making new units. And yeah, with this observer out, a really early observer. With that observer out, he knows exactly what's going on. But yeah, the scan gets rid of the observer. He knew there was something going on, of course. And the Vikings now here to snipe those Colossi. And are we going to... Oh, he broke this, so he is going to be able to defend it, but I don't think he can actually defend it. So he's going to be able to run in, but I don't think he can actually defend it because he just doesn't have enough units. And no, the base gets out of there, and that means that yeah, 2 versus 1 workers killed. Not a whole big deal. There weren't a whole lot of units there, and yeah, he's just going to make it out. So no building here, or no production for the Protoss player. He's currently well, just forgetting to macro. And that means that after this fight is done, he either won or he's going to be behind in army. And there you go, getting some Stalkers out here. The Stalkers, of course, or the gateway units in general, really easy to produce once you have the gateways up. But no new gateways coming up, no, well, no new base coming up, no nothing coming up. No upgrades, extra pylons, whatever. Well, he doesn't really need extra pylons yet. He can still build 50 more units, or 50 food worth of units. But of course not every unit costs one supply. Yeah, we currently have a big army here, and there's a bigger army coming in, but yeah, it's all marauders. So it's going to be hard to deal with for these stalkers, because marauders are really good against stalkers. And yeah, with the last Colossus dying, it is going to be really just a battle of well, armored units versus armored units, and they are going to just win. I mean, the stalkers are just going to win. There's a few zealots coming in. The zealots are great versus the marauders, because the marauders are way more expensive, and they're just, yeah, one-on-one they're not good, obviously. But they hold off the marauders for quite a while. The marauders fire. They're pretty tanky. And more marauders coming in. Of course, that was the advantage of the Protoss player here. The Protoss player could actually get some units right into this base, but yeah, it wasn't enough. And yeah, the marauders coming in, so the backup troops basically streaming in from the top were just too much to handle, and he just didn't have anything anymore. So he didn't have any minerals anymore, whereas this guy still has plenty to build. And yeah, he is doing that, so he is building all kinds of troops. And yeah, exactly what I kind of predicted. He didn't build enough during that first fight, and kind of paid the price therefore. Anyway, pretty quick one. Could have gone either way, I have to feel, but well, it didn't. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.